Hi.
How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you? You're over there glowing. Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say the same thing about you. Please, you are beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We want to thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Yes. We are looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more. So let's get right into it if we can.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, girl. So when did you realize that acting was your passion and that this is something you wanted to seriously pursue?
Ooh, yeah, because that's two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess acting, I realized that was my passion. Probably, I think I did my first anything like play or anything in like 4th grade.
Wow.
Like, like a little Christmas play, Black History play, all that like type stuff. But from there, I just kept going, play after play after play. And then when I got to high school, that's when it really was more magnified. Like I was doing a lot of stage plays, theater. And then after college, after I finished college, I dedicated to going into it full time. So all the while I was in college, I was taking like acting classes and things like that. But as soon as I graduated from Georgia State, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go all in, and it's led me to where I am. So that was 3 or 4 years ago when I like went full time, hard. Like I'm gonna do it professionally, not just I'm just gonna do, school plays.
Right.
So,
right. Well, that's very encouraging. I mean, just the fact that you've been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years and you've already landed some pretty major roles, that is pretty encouraging for anyone watching, I feel like.
Yeah, that's all the Lord. I can't take no credit for that. Seriously, like.
Well, bless God, because you are getting it. So let's talk a little bit about TV One, because you were actually cast in a few TV One shows.
Yeah.
And that's our channel right there.
Yeah.
That's us. So how did you get your start with that network? How did they approach you?
So I actually, that was around the time when I went full-time professional. I'm going to do this for real. I had an agent, and they of course submitted me for the roles. And then I landed one role for Fatal Attraction. That was my first role. My first like real TV anything.
Yes.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. That was like my first real TV anything. And then after that, it was kind of like a domino effect. Because I think within that production company, they kind of like kept some of the same people that they liked. So then after that, I did Homicide Hunters. Then I did ATL Homicide. So, and one of them was just like, the casting director just reached out to me. She was like, well, since you're, still here, do you want to stay a little longer and do another episode of another show? I was like, sure, why not? So that was definitely a blessing. It just happened like back to back to back to back. I didn't expect it to happen that way.
Amazing. That's a blessing. You must be doing something right, because you're in the right places at the right time.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, and I guess they like what they saw and what I brought to the table. But oh my God, I had so much fun, because it's different, because it's not your own story, like, meaning like it's not written out of nowhere and just created. This is based on true events. Right. So that's the crazy part. You're like, oh man, like this really happened. Like Fatal Attraction and ATL Homicide, these are real cases. So it was kind of cool to emulate that. And everybody was so dope. We shot in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah.
That is very cool. What an experience for you, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And it was funny because I didn't realize how many people, I know a lot of people watch the shows, but I didn't know people that I knew, like, really, they were like, I saw you on. Yes, I was like, you were, and still to this day, I still have people reaching out to me. It was like, I remember I saw you on Fatal Attraction years ago. I was like, wow.
Yep.
Like, y'all remember that? Oh my God. Yeah. So.
For sure. So you appear on CW's hit TV show, Black Lightning, Love Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Yes, and you appear as Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it like to work and be a part of such a woke show, in my opinion, that it really mimics a lot of the social injustices that we are dealing with and still facing today? What has that been like for you?
It's been great. I mean, I've only done a few episodes on the show so far, but I've watched every single episode of the show. Like before I even got on it, I was kind of obsessed. So when I got the role, I was like, oh my God. But you're absolutely right. Like to see how they seamlessly and in a way in their own style bring highlights to the social injustices in our society through that show. That is so beautiful in the way they do it. And it's still entertainment, and they still, you know, it's like a rhythm to it. It's like a nice flow that they kind of implement those, they bring topics that are going on right now. They like just plop them down into the show. So for me to be integrated into the show, my character is very much on, I guess, what you call the street side. I'm not on the superhero side at all. So I wouldn't say the villain side. Right. But Destiny, she's running what essentially you would call like a brothel. And I play opposite Jill Scott, who is a dream. Phenomenal. Like she's just phenomenal, right? So it's cool. Everybody there on that set is just, they're so dope. Like everybody's supporting one another, uplifting everybody. All Black folks just doing it, you know. And I love it. I felt really supported, and it was night and day coming from the Oval to working on Black Lightning that's on the CW, because the pace is very different. But it was cool because I knew some people who was already on Black Lightning, so I was like, when I got to set, I was like, oh, what's up, you know. So it's kind of cool to just like see people that I know, and but it's been great. And they have a season 4 coming up, and I'll be writing season 4. So look forward to that.
I was going to ask you, one of my next questions was, are we going to get to see a little bit more of your character in the upcoming season?
Yes, so, I have no, I mean, that's writer's discretion. I have no idea what exactly is going to unfold for Destiny, but they, you know, let me know that I will be coming back. So I'm like, yes, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm just kind of like, in the dark, but in a good way. Like I have no idea what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be dope to get on set and be like, just get the script and be like, okay, you know. So
this is what I got going on. I love it. The anticipation is certainly building, and we are looking forward to it. So congrats on your upcoming season.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So you also play Sharon Wells on Tyler Perry's The Oval.
Yes.
Now that show follows pretty much all that goes on with being associated in the Oval Office. The drama from that show has been some of the craziest. Like, Tyler, come on. Like, some of the things that he has happening is like, what?
Right.
How?
Who thinks of this? He does.
Exactly. Now, let's talk a little bit about your character. So could you tell us a little bit about your character, Sharon, and her role on the Oval?
Yes. So Sharon Wells, she's in this web. Everybody on the show is connected in some way. So the head butler, Mr. Richard, he works in the White House. His wife is Nancy, and they have a son named Barry. And Barry's live-in girlfriend is Sharon, who I play. And Sharon works at a pharmacy with her ex, Kareem.
No.
That's already setting up for failure, ain't it, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's the whole setup. But then you start to dive deeper into Sharon. You see that she has her hangups with her current boyfriend, and then her past boyfriend that she's working with. There's a lot of clash there. She definitely got the love triangle thing going on. And she just has her own issues, a lot of drama. The biggest scene that everybody always talks about is when Sharon and Kareem was getting it on the counter in the pharmacy. And here comes Barry with a whole truck running through the pharmacy, right? So
just crazy.
Yeah. So that's what she has going on. She's just in like a whirlwind of just typical boy drama. And I feel like Sharon, she's still trying to find herself too, you know, because she's back and forth. It's like, girl, what do you want? Who do you want? You know?
Exactly. Now, speaking of who does she want? Who do you feel like would be the better fit for Miss Sharon? Do you feel like it would be Barry, or is it Kareem?
Oh my God. You know what? It's hard to pick one, because I feel like with Kareem, there's a reason he's the ex, right? I mean, maybe that hasn't been fully disclosed yet, but there's a reason he's the ex. So if you go back to it and nothing has changed, then it's not going to quite work out. Been there, done that kind of thing.
Right.
But then you have Barry, and she's in love with both of them, right? But then you have Barry, and it's like, okay, so he's talking to you all kinds of crazy and putting you all through stress. He's trying to find his daughter, and he's taking, you know, all this like pressure. He's taking it out on his family, taking it out on her. So it's like she puts up with like this verbal abuse on this side, but then she has like this ex-player type ex-boyfriend situation who also employs her. So it's like, what? Oh, I honestly, me personally, as a viewer, Teesha, I would not choose either. But
that's, you know, I didn't see that answer coming, but it might be the best one.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, from my personal experience. But Sharon, she has some issues she needs to work on, because evidently she's stuck in between these two men. So season 2, we're gonna see what happens.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Now, what do you think is the biggest misconception about your character, Sharon? Excuse me.
That, oh my God. So like Black Twitter was like going off, and like, excuse my French, but they were like, oh my God, Sharon's such a hoe. Like,
I seen it. I know that's what they were saying.
Yes, that's exactly what they were saying. But then I'm like, me personally, that doesn't matter. But the character, Sharon, I feel like, okay, y'all, if y'all knew, here's the thing, when they get more of a backstory, maybe they'll understand. Yeah. But Sharon isn't just bouncing around from dude to dude. This is someone that she was very much in love with, that she's working with. And she may have never gotten over him, which is probably why she shouldn't be working there. And then she's with this other man that she's very much in love with. She's living with him in his parents' house and taking care of his daughter and all these things. Yeah. So it's like she's literally torn. Like her heart is torn between two people. So it's like, I'm like, okay, y'all, she's not just a hoe. She's not just bouncing around like, oh, yeah, she didn't do the smartest things. Like, she probably shouldn't have cheated on Barry, right? But yeah, right. Yeah, she probably did. But I think the biggest misconception is that, like, I think Sharon is very much a sweet girl. I just think she needs to find what she wants out of herself instead of trying to find it through a man. That's what I would give to her. If I knew Sharon, that's the advice I would give to her. I'm like, honey, don't try to find what you need through no man. Yeah, so.
I'm going to receive that for myself, Jesus. Yes.
Yes.
Girl, that's a word right there. Oh, man, that's amazing. That's so good. So we've actually spoken to a few actors like KJ Smith, Crystal Naomi, who I'm sure you are very familiar with. Shout out to Crystal Lee and KJ. Yeah. They talked to us a little bit about Tyler Perry's quarantine camp. Could you talk to us maybe a little bit about your personal experience with the quarantine camp over at the Tyler Perry Studios?
Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. I felt so safe. When I tell you, I've probably have been tested like at least 20 times now.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Not the funnest situation, but it had to be done. And that's what made us all feel confident and safe and able to focus on our work rather than, oh my God, does this person have COVID? I need to put my mask on.
Makes sense.
But it was beautiful. It literally, the way I would sum it up, Camp Quarantine is what it's called. It's like a adult luxurious summer camp.
Okay.
If you will. Like, there was activities to do. We were very much comfortable. You know, we had housing, we had roommates, all these things. But the thing that he was adamant about was us getting tested on a regular basis. And even though everybody was tested, everybody was negative, we still had to social distance. We still had to wear our masks, because what he was saying was that with COVID, this thing, first of all, we don't know what it really is, like what's going on with it, right? It's so many different things that it morphs into. But he was saying, even though it can come back negative, it has an incubation, it can incubate for 4 to 14 days. So that's what he was saying, like, you could come back positive in a couple of days and not even like realize like, oh, I had it the whole time. So it can be inside of you and you not know it. So that's the precautions. We had to keep that in mind. But after all of the safety protocol was taken care of, I had a blast. I can't give anything away, but season 2 is going to be phenomenal. Like, folks was just head spinning about season 1, y'all. That was just a beginning. Wow. Like, season 2 is just like, where does he come up with this stuff?
See, I'm not playing with y'all. I am not playing with y'all with this season 2. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, it's getting crazier. That's what I love about Mr. Perry, because he goes there. Like, he is not afraid to go to the jugular. He leaves no stone unturned. Like, he just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just in there.
For sure. I mean, you are so right. It is so raw.
Yes.
Whenever you get something from Tyler Perry, it's gonna be raw. So
yeah, that's the word for it, definitely.
Looking forward to this.
Yes.
So speaking of the Oval, you work with a pretty amazing cast of people.
Yes.
You are all very talented, very beautiful. Do you keep in touch with each other? Have you built up any, strong or real bonds with any of the castmates?
Yes. So there is a lot of us.
Yes.
Like we have a lot of series regulars on the show. But we do have like, our own little group chat, and we keep in touch, and I think today was Walter that plays Sam on the show. Today's his birthday. So we were like, happy birthday, Walter, all that kind of thing.
Happy birthday.
Right. So it's like it's been different because of, the world falling apart and everything. But other than that, usually we would have, for season 2, would have rap parties and premieres and all of these things. So, but we can't really do that right now. So like text messages, phone calls, and social media is a way to really keep in contact. And it was nice to say that we just saw each other a couple months ago. Yeah. So yeah, but I think for me, the people that I've gotten closest to on the show was the people that I work with the most. Because I mean, Sharon hasn't had any scenes with anybody else. Yeah, so it's kind of tough to So it's kind of tough to bond with everybody, especially if you aren't working together as much. So I would definitely say like the gentlemen that play Matt and Vaughn that play Barry and Kareem, we've definitely solidified a bond. Tosha that plays Miss Nancy, Giovanna plays Mr. Richard. Like that was kind of like my little family. Like we definitely we felt like a little family. So we had to establish that chemistry and get to know each other and really spend time with each other, rehearse. So when we get on set, it's like the camaraderie and the comfort level is there, that it feels familiar. It doesn't come across as I don't know this person on camera. The chemistry
but I look very authentic.
Yes, thank you. And I look forward to getting to know everybody on my cast much better. I know them, but it's like to hang out with them.
Exactly.
So like, what I'm saying, to spend time with each other. But now it's tough because of COVID, and then everybody is everywhere else, LA, New York, Atlanta. So yeah, but great group of people.
Hopefully, God, I don't know when we're gonna get back to normal, but
I know.
Yeah, I do pray that we get back to normal pretty soon, because I am missing building up bonds with new people and making I miss that aspect of life.
Right. So. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm very much a hugger. When I meet somebody, I'm like, oh my God, come here. But now I'm like, yeah.
Get that elbow.
Right.
I'm right there with you.
Girl, gotta stay safe.
You have to stay safe. So, are there any shows that you are watching that you would love to be a part of, or better yet, maybe any franchises that you love to be a part of?
Ooh, I definitely, I don't know if I should say this because Black Lightning is DC, but I've always been interested in doing something Marvel. I don't know how that works.
Hey, ain't no shame.
Right? I mean, can I do both? I've always been interested in the Marvel franchise and DC franchise. So, I think the show that I've been most interested in, the hottest show that's out right now on Netflix is a show called Ratchet.
Oh.
And with like, did you watch it? Show.
Yeah. Do I?
Girl.
I
was like, okay, it's #1 on IMDb. All this. I was like, let me just give it a try. And I'm like, what? I'm on episode 5.
I've binge watched the whole season. I don't want to give too much away because you're only on episode 5, but girl, it is crazy. I love me some sitcoms.
But I can't stop watching, and it's so engaging, and oh my God, and the decor and the hairstyles, because it's a time period piece.
Yeah.
I want to be on season 2.
Let's put that out there. Let's put that out there.
Speaking into existence. Yes, I want to be on season 2 because you can see and that's what I love about how our industry is changing now because of everything that's happened, the awareness of Black Lives Matter and people giving people of color more of a chance, especially in the entertainment industry. But even this show, Ratchet, I was like, wow, I'm pretty impressed. Like they sprinkled in some people of color in there, like it's not, what I'm saying? That's why I was like, it wouldn't be too far-fetched for me to be on that show. That's what I
Yeah,
was
no,
like, I wanna
it really wouldn't. It really wouldn't. I could see you. You could be another patient. You could be a nurse. I mean,
right.
the possibilities are endless. So we're gonna put that out into the universe because you never know. You
You're
never
right.
know. That's
You're
all you
right.
really need to do.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I'm big on that. Speaking into existence. I think that
Oh,
is primarily how I got to where I am, and the blessings that I received. It's, you gotta speak it, you gotta believe it, and then you can't let anything deter you from it. That's what I was telling people before, like friends of mine getting into this industry professionally and seriously. It's been, you get into it and people always start off by telling you, oh, well, it's really hard, get ready for a lot of rejection, you're not going to make it until like 10, 15, 20 years, da, 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 all these things, right? And that's fine for you, but for me,
yeah.
I saw it going a different way. I definitely, not ashamed to say, I've expected it to go with the level of quickness that it has gone, because that's what I expected. That's what I believed would happen. That's what I wanted. But you got to believe it. Like if I would have been like, oh, well, they're right. Let me just slow my roll. Let me just, settle for this. No, I was working my butt off,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm blessed to say that I've landed the roles that I've landed. But it wouldn't have happened if I didn't believe it. If I had that negative mindset or that limited mindset. So yeah,
Yeah.
law of
That
attraction, all
is
that.
No, that is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That is so encouraging. So encouraging because I know for a lot of us, we've all been told, depending on what industry it is, it's going to be hard. So you
Hmm.
might as well just sit back and buckle up, prepare for a rough ride, and
Right.
I'm a believer, just like you, I certainly believe in manifestation and putting
Yes.
something out there and just claiming it. And then we're actually working towards it
Yep.
faithfully because faith without works is dead, so you
Yep.
have to do the work, and I promise you that when you do the work faithfully,
Hmm.
God will honor that,
That's
and
so real.
you'll be sitting in the seat where you are, because you
And
just
where you are.
yes,
Yes,
queen.
ma'am. Yes, yes, that's so real. Definitely, definitely.
For sure, for sure. So do you have any advice for anyone who may have an interest in getting into the entertainment industry, whether it's film or TV or
It's so funny because the advice I would have given before is vastly changed because of COVID and the society we're living in now.
yeah.
I was moving to LA. Like I was moving. Even though I'm in Atlanta, like, oh, but you got this sort of like, yeah, but the thing that people don't realize about the industry before is that the majority of the major roles are still being casted out of LA and New York, because those are the major hubs. A lot is being filmed in Atlanta, of course, and some is cast in Atlanta, of course. But
Yeah.
if you're wanting larger roles, I guess I should emphasize that, is you have to be in LA or New York. But since everything has happened the way that it's happened,
Yeah.
you can be anywhere. There's people booking major roles off of Zoom. Like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So callbacks on Zoom, tons of auditions on Zoom. Everything is digital now. Classes, the kids are in school on Zoom nowadays. So
So true.
the advice that I would give before is to be in the major market, but now you don't really have to. But now is the time for people to get out there as much as they can, because we're not doing a lot in person,
Yeah.
because we aren't able to go to workshops that I would have recommended before, or to be in acting classes. Like, you should always be in some kind of acting class, but now everything's digital. So find some good workshops, find some great acting classes, continue to work on your craft, make your own content. Everybody always says that, right? Make your own content. It could be
Yeah.
a YouTube channel. It could be you cooking whatever you want in your kitchen. Just something to show you on camera to get yourself out there. Yeah, yeah, and then do your homework. A lot of our homework as artists in this industry is watching other artists' work, being abreast of what's going on, what's out there, what's what's new and what's hot. Like knowing that Ratchet is the #1 show,
Yeah.
right now, like stuff like that. Like I want to be on that. So, yeah. But it's I get a lot of DMs about that from, especially from young ladies. They're like, well, how can I start? And it's interesting because I'll give advice all day, but I gotta tell you, it's a very small percentage of people that will actually take it. So, and run with it and actually do something with it. But I'll happily give it, and I always point them, depending on depending on where they're located, because every casting website is different per location. But I always say, work on your demo reel, do indie work, build up your demo reel, do a lot of free work. I did a lot of free work, a lot of student films, all of that stuff. I didn't start off just like working for money. No, that wasn't objective. It was, I need a video. I need something showing me on camera acting so I can put it on my reel, so I can get an agent, so that I can, you know, because then once you get an agent, then they'll start sending you the reputable auditions. But everything before you get an agent, unless you're lucky and you find something through the back door, your agent is the one that's going to get you the gigs, the solid gigs, the paying gigs. But until then, it's a lot of indie work. It's a lot of connecting on social media. A lot of people that I follow on social media right now, on Instagram, those have been people that I've worked with in tons of like web series, indie films, the whole nine. So yeah, you got to start somewhere. Like I definitely didn't just
great advice.
Yeah, you have
actually agent casting. Okay, all right, I got it.
And it's also like, especially now because everything's virtual, you have to package and market yourself effectively, because we are artists, but this is still a business. So you have to know your type. You need to advertise yourself for your brand. You're essentially a walking brand. So your demo reel, your resume, your IMDb, your website, personal website, even your social media. Like you have to really have a presence, have a solid presence, have a consistent presence all across those platforms to show people what your type is, so that you can kind of not say fit in, but you want to know where you do fit in the industry. So you know what I'm saying? So like I'm up to play anything, but I probably wouldn't get any roles for like a gangbanger right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I see, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It's how you promote yourself. It's how you package yourself effectively. Advertisement is a big part of it. They even had took a workshop a long time ago, and people in LA do this a lot. They send postcards to casting directors, just like a little postcard of like them, like a little headshot, just saying like what they're up to. Or they send like newsletters too. They'll send a newsletter to casting directors that they've worked for before or they've auditioned for before, just to keep them on their minds. Like, hey, I just booked or I just had an audition for this and that. Or I'm doing this show, because in the regular world, before everything happened, casting directors very much want to know what you're doing. They want to go to your show if you're in a theater play or stage play. So it's just about being seen. That's all it really boils down to. But right now, since we're all digital, find your online classes and workshops. That's the number one thing I would say as far as connecting and education.
Okay, perfect. Wow, that is some solid advice. Like, you didn't just give us, just keep believing. Like, no. You just gave us a whole breakdown on how we can succeed and achieve our goals in this industry.
I'm an artist, but I also have a business background. So that was my business mind coming out just now.
It shows. I love that. Thank you so much for that. Really, I hope that someone did receive a word from that, because honestly, I did. I'm not even kidding. Like, I took some of that and stuck it right in my back pocket.
Oh, I love it.
Now, do you have any insight as to when we can expect season 2 of The Oval?
Nope. Oh. That's so funny, because everybody keeps asking me. Like, that's literally what's in my DMs. When season 2 of The Oval come on? I would tell y'all if I knew.
Yeah, I've seen the comments. They're going crazy in the comments asking the same thing.
Listen, y'all, I want to know just as much as y'all do. Because I got excited when, I hope y'all caught Sisters the other night, Wednesday. I got excited when Sisters came on, because I was like, oh, so they came on. That means we should be coming on soon, right?
Pretty soon. Come on. Yeah.
I haven't heard nothing yet. So we'll see.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
Yes. Because my mom, she's just like, Wednesdays nights have not been the same without y'all. So I'm like, I feel you, Mom.
We are itching. We are itching for that drama. We feed off of it.
Yes. And I love reading, because we every time we have like a first episode or like a mid-season finale, or every now and then I'll get on Twitter and we'll have live tweeting sessions, with everyone. And it's so funny to see all the comments. Oh my God, they be going crazy. Yeah. I love it.
I love it too. I really do. Y'all are so great. So one last question I have for you,
Yeah.
and I just want to say you have been so amazing, so beautiful, so amazing, so gracious. Thank you. Um, but I do just have one last question for you. And I want to say that there's been a trend. Well, I've seen a trend on social media where we have started to give each other our flowers right now while we're still here. We're not waiting until we cross over, until we pass over. No, we're taking the time to honor each other right now today. So
Yeah.
if you could think of anyone who you'd give their flowers to, whether they're famous or not famous, who would that person be for you and why?
Oh my gosh. So when you were asking me about who I got close to on the show, this wouldn't be a likely person that people would think because I have not had any scenes with her. But Melissa Williams, who is in Ruthless,
Mm-hmm.
she is a complete gem.
Yeah.
Like her soul is just so sweet. We really connected, and she's worked so hard. I'm so proud of her. She has on Ruthless. She has her own show on BET Plus. You know, very very proud of her. We've known each other for a short time, but it's so weird. We connected so quickly,
Yeah.
and I just really admire her work ethic, and she's always pushing, and she's very much, everything that comes out of her mouth is very much positive. And she's a believer as well as myself of the Lord, so she's just so encouraging. She's someone that I can see myself praying with, you know, when things are hard. And I've gotten, you know, we've uplifted each other and poured into each other in random times when we really needed it the most. And I would definitely send flowers to Melissa Williams because she is a great woman and she's supremely talented. So.
Wow, that was definitely unexpected, but I respect that so much. I love that. I love that for the both of you. Wow. Like I said, you have been phenomenal. Can you please share with everyone where we can follow you on social media?
Yes. So I'm here on Instagram at the Teesha Renee, and I'm also at the Teesha Renee on Twitter as well.
Fantastic. And we wish you all the success, girl, all the love.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your smiles and your graciousness as well. You've been a blast to talk to. You've kept it fun and exciting for me.
Thank you. That's what I love to hear. Thank you so much. It made my whole night. You guys make sure that you're following Black Cinema Now as well as Teesha, and you can follow my personal page over at HwoodGems. Other than that, Teesha, you enjoy your night, and the rest of you, we will see you next chat.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.